Okay, everybody, my name is Shannon, and I want to share my story. I want to keep this real and catch you up in a few part interviews. So I'll do multiple parts of this interview just to keep the length short enough for y'all to watch. But my goal here is to keep this real, bring you up to date with where I am on my current health journey, and then bring you along as I continue to figure this out. Had I known 3 years ago that this is where I would be, I would have started this a long time ago. But I didn't, and I've had it on my heart to share this with you all. And my prayer is that this can help somebody in some way. So I want to keep this raw and unscripted. I won't always have makeup on. I'm going to share with you the good, the bad, the ugly, be as raw and transparent and open with you as I can, in hopes that I can help someone else. And I think this will also help me with some healing as well. So I'm going to refer back to my notes. I kind of have an outline of what I want to do, and I hope you enjoy, and I hope it helps you. So 3 years ago, all of a sudden one day I had this neck pain that kind of came out of nowhere. I had no prior neck pain to that, and it put me down on the couch for about a week. So the first person that I could think of to call to figure out how to help me with this was my neurosurgeon, who had done my back surgery over 20 years ago. And the backstory to that is I had suffered with back pain for over 15 years, to the point to where I would randomly move the wrong way, get up the wrong way, and my back would go out. I found myself in a wheelchair at points where I couldn't even get up and go to the bathroom by myself. Through that, I saw chiropractors for over 15 years. Nobody could ever fix my back. I was on and off different kinds of medications, nothing that I ever took long term. And then I ultimately decided to have a back surgery. And that was scary, but I did it and I had amazing results. Like I don't even know what I had done. It's been so long ago. I think that I probably had a laminectomy. I know I don't have any hardware. I do know that. Whatever he did, it fixed my back, and I've never had back pain since then. So he was the first person that I called for this neck pain that came up, right? And they require you to come in with an MRI, so I had that done prior, and he saw some issues with my neck at 6 and 7, but he said it wasn't bad enough for surgery, so he recommended me doing traction. So I ordered this traction device, and then physical therapy. So I found a physical therapist who came to my house, and I did physical therapy 2 to 3 times a week for probably 5-ish months, I would guess. And I maintained. My neck got better, but it was still kind of always there. And then fast forward to almost 2 years, and the almost 2 years is important, and I'll get to that in a little bit. I started having this kind of a weakness in my arm. I didn't relate it to my neck pain at that point, but it's like I would pick up this mug, or I would pick up a coffee mug, and it felt like that I had a pulled muscle or strained muscle or something in my arm. But it persisted, and it kept going on for a couple of months. So I started using a new PCP, primary care physician, but I was actually seeing the nurse practitioner who my sister knew, so I felt really comfortable with her. And she was like, we need to get an MRI. So she sent me for another MRI, and when that MRI came back, it said that I had severe narrowing of my C6 and 7 disc, and that I needed to get in with a neurosurgeon right away. So she referred me to their preferred neurosurgeon, and I thought, well, I'll go get 2 opinions. So I made an appointment with the neurosurgeon that she recommended, and then I also tried to make an appointment with my neurosurgeon that had done my back surgery years ago, and who also had seen me just almost 2 years prior. The almost 2 years prior comes into play because I was self-pay. We didn't have insurance, so everything that we were going to have to pay, no matter what was wrong with my neck, I was having to pay for out of my pocket. And when I called to make this appointment with a neurosurgeon, it had been like, I don't know if it was like 22 or 23 months or whatever it was. It was 22 or 23 months. It wasn't 2 years, but their policy in their office was you have to pay a new patient fee if it has been 2 years. It hadn't been quite 2 years. It was almost 2 years, and it was like $385 for a new patient fee. So I kind of argued with the lady on the phone, and I said, it hasn't been 2 years, so why are you considering me a new patient? And she said, well, that's just the way it works. I said, but it doesn't work that way. You said it's 2 years, and it hasn't been 2 years, but she wouldn't make an appointment without me paying the new patient fee. And I said, fine, then I won't go see him. I'll go see this other doctor that my PCP recommended. So I go to this doctor, wrote the other one off. I think that was my first mistake in this whole journey. Went to this doctor that my PCP had recommended. She'd also done the primary care physician's, his personal neck, and he had had great results with it. So that gave me a little bit of confidence. He said, you need surgery sooner rather than later. I said, well, I have a litter of puppies that are due. At that time, we were breeding Labradors and French Bulldogs. It was my first French Bulldog litter. And if you know anything about dog breeding, we did improvement bred dogs. So there's a lot of health testing, a lot of things that go with that. We had never done a litter of French Bulldogs before, and they are super labor intensive. And I couldn't figure out how I have this pregnant dog and I've got to have surgery, how I was going to make that work. And he said, you cannot wait 8 weeks. He said, you're risking permanent nerve damage if you wait. So I went ahead and decided to schedule the surgery, have the puppies, and have my surgery the very next week, thinking that at least I would be well enough to direct my husband and my mom and what to do and how to care for these puppies. Didn't know it wouldn't quite work out like that. But I didn't want permanent nerve damage, so nonetheless, we decided to go ahead and have the surgery. So I did that in June of 2023. And I was really nervous about the surgery. I think any time that you have surgery on your head, your brain, your spine, that could, in my mind, paralyze me if they did something wrong, it's a scary procedure. And mine happened so fast. Like I had a date picked, and then I went into the doctor and they said, oh, we had a cancellation. We can get you in I think it was like 2 days. And so it was like, this was on a Thursday. They got me in, I think it was on a Monday. So I had very little time to prepare myself. And I don't think, looking back now, I don't think they had time to do their complete everything that they would normally do in their office. So I had a scheduled appointment with physical therapy to go to before the surgery to get an assessment, I guess, of my strength and different things. We forego that. He said, we don't need to do that. We can do it without it. I wish I'd have done that because I would have loved to have known where I was before the surgery, but because he could get me in sooner because he had a cancellation, I didn't do that appointment. And I think that would have been telling. So that was another mistake that I think that we made. But also because it was so rushed, because they worked me in and got me the sooner appointment, they also didn't walk me through what to expect. So I didn't know that I needed x-rays, follow-up x-rays and follow-up MRIs. And I appreciate you following along my journey. And if you know somebody that's struggling, even if it's not their neck or their back, but they're just having chronic pain issues or mental health issues, invite them to follow along and subscribe to our channel. We're going to be bringing you so many things that are going to help anybody in your everyday life restore hope, purpose, faith, and strength. So I hope if you enjoy these videos that you will choose to subscribe. Be sure to comment because it really helps keep me going, and share. That's how you can help us, help you, and help others.